Well, after another early start, we're back down to Horseshoe. I've got Ryan fishing with me for the next couple of days. We're only here for 48 hours. So yeah, a bit of a change in direction. The weather's up to about 12 degrees for the next couple of days. A bit changeable in so much as we've got a nice sunny day today with a bit of rain later on, I believe. But then tomorrow it's supposed to be a thunderstorm, and you know what they say about fishing into thunderstorms when the pressures are changing. So fingers crossed we'll have a good session. It'll be nice to catch one. We're on pegs 67 and peg 68. Ryan's got 68 fishing out to the right, the first peg that I showed you. I've got 67. I'll probably be going out to the middle, get the marker rods out in a minute and see what we can find. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you an update. It's about 6-7 degrees now, perfectly pleasant. Like I say, into Summer Bay, so shallower water, still plenty of weed, but I'll get out there, see if we can find a clear spot or a silt patch, and I think I'll probably spot a bit and with some boilies over the top. But that's the plan. I'll keep you updated. Okay guys, not fished this swim before, so the first thing I've done is put the marker float out. You would have seen that by now. Marker set up, I'll probably show you later, but it's braid right the way through to from the reel through to the orange marker float, as you've seen out in the middle there, with a gripper lead on a 12-inch boom. So I popped down there, pulled it back. It's come back a couple of times with Canadian pondweed on it. It was silkweed, the blanket weed that we were coming across before, but it's Canadian out here. It's about 6 foot all the way across. I've pulled it back, I wound in, pulled it back, feeling for the judders through the rod blank. And the spot that I've just shown you, there's just the slightest little judder coming over, so I'm wondering if it's Canadian over gravel. So I think that's probably the spot I'm going to look at. I'll get the spot rod out in a minute, start putting some bait over that and take it from there. On the nose. Okay folks, we've been over to the shop, paid for Ryan's day tickets. He's just spotting out his better bait. I had a disaster with my spot, so I'm just on boilies at the moment. I may look at changing that later, but maybe 1.5 kilos of mixed boilies over the bed, over the area I showed you earlier on. Both rods I clipped up at the time when I got back from the shop, put the boilies on and out, and they're both on, one's on a spicy krill and sand crab, 16mm, and the other is on one of the RW Carp Baits new ARS base mix, but that's a mulberry squid. Similar flavour as before, but just a different base mix, the ARS base mix. So yeah, that's where I'm up to at the moment. I've got both rods out, probably about 35-40 yards. I've got the kettle on. So I'll get a brew down me in a minute, and if I have any action I'll let you know. Lovely and sunny at the moment. Well, the sun's trying to break through at the moment. It's a bit hazy, but it's still only 9:45. We're on for 48 hours. fishing, as I've said, at 67 and 68, which I think is spring point. Yeah, so fingers crossed I have one this time, but we'll keep you posted. Well, it's nearly 2 o'clock and I've just had the most bizarre run on my right hand rod. It's one on the mulberry squid, and it started off by ripping off, then slowed right down. By the time I got to the rod, it was just ticking off the spool, still taking line but very, very slowly, and I struck in and there was nothing on the other end. I don't know whether there's a violent line bite, whether something's gone through in the margins, there have been pike up and down, or whether I've just missed a cut, whether I've had a bite and I'm just not connected with it. The hook was still pinned sharp. Don't know what it was, but it's movement. There's stuff feeding on the spot. Well, potentially stuff feeding on the spot. There's stuff moving in the swim. It's the most non-waterfowl related activity we've had since I've been filming these vlogs. So fingers crossed, I'm going to fire a few more boilies out there and sit back and see if we get anything else. Well, as with every one of my vlogs, it's not the warmest. You can see from the chop on the water there's a breeze blowing in, quite a strong wind blowing in, and it's not the warmest, so I'm sheltering in the bivvy at the moment. Hopefully we'll have a run and we'll have something to report back a bit later on. Well, the hat's back on. It's actually not as cold as it was earlier. The wind's dropped, so we don't have the wind chill at the moment. Just had a big feed from the chip shop in town, so yeah, plenty of fuel in me at the moment. But no news since the stuttery bite thing, whatever the hell it was. Spots have been rebaited. Hooks have gone back out. Ryan's just down the bank baiting his spot at the moment. Yeah, we're out and ready for the night. Just a quick question for anyone that's fished on here, or anyone that's fished a big water like this, 62 acres. When it's windy, how do you cope with the undercurrent? I like to fish with a semi-slack line, but if I put any slack in the line at all at the moment, the rods are just getting drawn up tight. It's ridiculous. Hope you can see what I mean there. The left one is like a bowstring at the moment, and the right hand one is not far off. That'll move up at some stage. Like I say, with the wind dropping, I guess the undercurrent will drop somewhat as well, but yeah, it's not ideal. If that's the way I have to fish, that's the way I have to fish. But if anyone's got any solutions to that, please let me know in the comments. That's what I'm looking at the moment. Beautiful place to be, beautiful time of day. This is my stress relief. This is what I come fishing for. Not that I have much stress in my life at the moment, I hasten to add, but that's what it was for when I was working. Anyway, I'll leave you with that view and I'll catch up with you later. Well, it's only about 8:30 now, but it's pitch black out there and the temperature's dropping, so I'm tucked up in my bed chair, lovely and warm. I've got my tablet and a book for entertainment, so I'm going to pass another hour or two and then I'll turn in for the night. Obviously, if we have fish, either of us, then I'll put it on camera. But if not, I'll see you when it's warming up and it's nice and light again tomorrow morning. Morning, folks. Not long awake myself. It's about 6:30, something like that. Just watching the water. I've got the kettle on, as you've seen. You can hear the traffic rumbling by. It's not the quietest of swims, but yeah, it's a good time to see any fish movement. So I'm keeping an eye on the water just to see what I can see. I won't be properly awake until I've had my first coffee, so I hope this kettle hurries up and boils. But I'll let you know if I see anything. And sorry, there's ripple. It's coot. Typically, I should have known better, really. Yeah, I'll let you know if I see anything, and I'll catch you later. Okay, we've been to the shops. I got my third coffee, got myself a paper. Rods are repositioned. The bed of bait is rebaited. Fired another probably kilo of boilies over the top. I've got a few birds about. Coot, grebe. You can see the seagull going across there. I think there's another coot in the background. But there is a herd of about 15 tufties. I guess a flock, or I'm guessing a herd isn't the collective noun, but yeah, there's 15 tufties going around in a swarm. Maybe a swarm's a better collective term for them. So hopefully they don't find my bait, because well, we all know what a bunch of swines they are. Yeah, so that's where we're up to. It is 9:45. We'll probably be off around this time tomorrow, I guess. But the clouds starting to break. There's the odd bit of blue coming through, and it's looking good. Fingers crossed, we'll have a fish or two. I know I keep saying this. There's nothing else coming out of the lake as far as I know. Ryan's had about as much action on his rods as I have. It absolutely spanked it down last night. The rain was coming down like nobody's business. So I'm quite glad we didn't have a run in the night, because I didn't want to stand in that. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Wish me luck. Okay, so for about half an hour to an hour we had some blue sky come over. The sun was out, it was gorgeous. But true to form on my fishing blogs, it's getting progressively worse. Forecast initially was for rain up till about 2 o'clock today, but the forecast this morning was for it to stop at 10 and clear up and have a nice sunny day. Hopefully this cloud passes over. There's a bit of bright sky over that way, so hopefully the dark cloud passes over and it clears up again. Well, there was a stutter intake. I'm not going to film for long because I'm going to have to pull this coot out in a second. But that's 2 coots in 2 trips for our sessions. One to me dad and one to Ryan. I can't even catch a coot. But I'm going to turn off now, and it's not even a coot, it's a duck. I'm going to turn off now and unhook it. Well, this one's the culprit. He's a little camera shy, but I'm going to pop him back. Do you want to kiss your capture before he goes back?
Yeah, well, he definitely likes RW Carp Baits, put it that way.
Well, Ryan's right hand rod was right on the edge of the branches out there, in about 4 to 5 foot I think it was, on a gravelly spot, and it's obviously been presented well because the duck's been able to get it. Gorgeous little tufted duck, as you saw, unhooked quickly on the bank. Fortunately I've got big hands, I was able to cradle him quite comfortably, and you saw he just sat there. I don't know if you'll be able to see him now, but he's right on the other side of the lake. There you go, right in the centre now. Most disgruntled, but he flew off right across the lake, so he's obviously not harmed in any real way, shape or form. Clearly you'll be able to see it, but we've got a pike in the margins. In fact, the line from my captic backblade is going through a split on his tail. Zoom in, see if I can get him. Now we've had these going backwards and forwards over the last couple of days. And they're like the perfect predator. And there is rucks of them in here. Not a big one. What a cracking creature that is. So bud, it's 12:30 on Thursday. We're more than halfway through the session. No fish to show for it at the moment, but you've had one tufted duck.
Yeah, one tufty duck.
Plenty of RW Carp Baits gone out. What do you think about the place?
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. You know, it's the trees, nice scenery, crystal clear water. It's just absolutely lovely place to fish. Definitely getting my full membership this year at some point, but no, absolutely lovely lake, nice, lovely wildlife. Yeah, very weedy, which is a challenge. I'll do like a challenge at fishing weedy waters, but you know, once you get there and you get a fish out of the weeds, it makes yourself feel good. But I say, unfortunately, at the minute we haven't had anything yet, but fingers crossed. On the last day or later on tonight, early morning, we should have one. Fingers crossed. But yeah, absolutely lovely place, and we'll be spending some more time here this year at some point.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I challenge any carp angler to come down, have a look at this place and not be impressed with it. We're here in the depths of winter. I mean, the winter just doesn't want to quit this year, does it? And it's still carpy as all hell. I can't wait to see what it's like in a month or two when spring's sprung and everything's green and it's looking good. Like you say though, the weed will be a challenge. I'm not used to fishing weedy water, and it's only going to get worse as the year goes on. So we'll see how it goes. You'll be on plenty of vlogs in the future.
Yeah, plenty more to come, and plenty more pictures, fingers crossed,
Aye.
for you all there to view.
Hopefully we'll have something more than a pike and a tufty to show you.
As I say, I can still see the pike
in
this margin here.
He's still down there. Hopefully we'll have a carp for you before too much longer.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, just gone one now. Still no fish, but well, how's the day changed? I mean, look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous here now. Beautiful blue sky. Just the odd cloud, but absolutely stunning. This is the reason I think that so many people get hooked on this place. Pike's still down there, just lurking in the depths. The water is absolutely gin clear. Well, how much a day can change in a few minutes. Well, 2018 just doesn't want to give up a fish for me at the moment. We're, what is it, about 6 o'clock now? Yeah, just gone 6 on Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. Packing up about 10ish tomorrow. I think we'll be leaving about 10. And still not seen the sign of a fish. There's only us and one other couple of guys down at the bank fishing the whole fishery now. Everyone else has gone forth and multiplied. Ryan's tried his PVA mesh bag of particles. He's tried bed of particles. He's tried boilies. I've tried to establish a bed of boilies. He's going on to a zig now. To see if that does any joy. 2 bailiffs have come down, both giving us totally conflicting advice about what's best to do. I guess if a third came down, they'd do the same, because it's difficult at the moment just trying to buy a bite. The fish aren't on the feed, I guess. It's not just us. As far as I know, there's no fish coming out in numbers. There may have been a couple come out of the weekend, but they couldn't really tell us for sure. There was no numbers, no details. So yeah, I think we're due rain again later on. So when it gets dark, I think it'll be a case of zipping up the door, getting the tablet out, a couple of films on. Jobs are good. I don't know, there might be some Super League on this evening. If there is, I'll watch that. Other than that, no more news really. Beautiful evening, and fingers crossed I'll either have fish or a good night's sleep, one or the other. Well, I'm up and about, kettle's on. Swans are under my rods as usual. There's another good night's sleep, not completely undisturbed by fish. I'm going to have myself a brew and some breakfast, and then I'm going to start thinking about packing up. Ryan's already beat me to it. He's packing up already. Fortunately, the swan managed to go around my lines rather than through them this time. But yeah, I'll do an end vlog in a bit, but it looks like another session on horseshoes coming to an end as a blank. Okay guys, well, that's another session done. Another blank session done here on Horseshoe. Eventually, that's 3 sessions now. Eventually we'll break that duck and I'll pull a fish in, but we've seen hide nor hair of a fish. We've seen pike but no carp. Ryan managed to have a tufty, but it's 48 hours. Relatively mild, fair bit of rain, but other than the fish just aren't feeding, there's no reason why we shouldn't have caught. On good spots, we found nice clear spots to fish into. Good bait, just one of them I guess. It'll happen. It's not the easiest of waters, and certainly not starting in January. It'll happen. It'll be a couple of weeks until I'm back on here now. I'm away at the Video Creators Conference next week, so I won't be able to film then, but I'll be back down here as soon as I can, and of course I'll film it for you. This is what we were left with, the bank up top. Very muddy, very chewed up. The little slope down, very chewed up because it's been quite wet, quite horrendous downpours overnight. But it's a gorgeous little swim. I'm sure Ryan will be packed up soon and then we'll be on our way. But despite not catching, thoroughly enjoyed it and can't wait to get back. As ever, if you've liked what you've seen, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button. You'll see that little bell symbol after you've subscribed. If you hit that, it'll notify you whenever any new videos go up. It's at CheshireFisher on Twitter and Instagram, and CheshireFisher, we've got a page and a profile on Facebook. Please add yourself to all of them. Please subscribe. Your numbers are ticking up nicely, but it's more than motivating for me to see them subscribers coming in and the views. So thank you very much for your continued support, and until next time, tight lines.